we became fast friends, and we used to just hang out, watch football together. And he came over, and I was like, I'm going for a run. He's like, oh, I'll go for a run with you. And so he comes over to go for a run.
Wow, the rumors swirling around Ashton Kutcher and Diddy's relationship are heating up. Apparently, they've been tight for quite some time, bonding over their shared interests like running and other hobbies. But now, speculation is flying that their connection runs deeper than just friendship. We've all heard the whispers about Diddy's alleged involvement with other male celebrities, and now Ashton's name is being thrown into the mix. It's said that Ashton is standing by Diddy's side amidst all the chaos surrounding him, even though it seems like Diddy might be in some serious trouble. And let's not forget about their former co-star from that 70s show, Danny Masterson, who recently faced legal trouble after being convicted of coercing two women. Shockingly, Ashton and his wife Mila Kunis actually spoke out in support of Masterson, pleading for leniency in his sentencing. It seems like Ashton might have turned a blind eye to some questionable behavior from his friends. With all the drama surrounding Diddy and the feds poking around, it feels like everyone's getting caught up in the whirlwind. Enter Ashton Kutcher, a longtime buddy of Diddy's and a big name in the entertainment industry. These two have a history that dates back to 2003 when they were both cooking up shows for MTV. And let's not forget their hilarious bromance chat on The Late Late Show with James Corden back in 2018, where Diddy admitted he was worried about getting pranked by Ashton during his Punk D days.
I heard that you are going to punk me, and I just don't think that's a good idea.
Ah, classic Kutcher. With a mischievous grin, he chimed in, offering a different take on Diddy's words. According to Kutcher, the conversation wasn't exactly a friendly warning about the prank. Instead, Diddy apparently laid down the law, cautioning Ashton that things could get messy if he went ahead with it. But leave it to these two to turn into a negotiation. Kutcher recalled how they hashed out a deal instead of going head to head. Talk about timing, just when things couldn't get any hotter. Ashton finds himself in the hot seat, quite literally, on Hot Ones with Sean Evans. As they dive into those fiery wings, Evans throws a curveball probing about Ashton's legendary parties. Now we are all expecting some juicy tidbits, right? But Ashton, he drops a bombshell revealing he's sworn to secrecy on the matter.
Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, don't tell that one either. I'm like actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over punk, because he was like, yo,
Don't punk
you
me.
can't punk me. And I was like, I don't want to tell you, everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation.
Ashton's been dancing around some serious questions lately, hasn't he? It's like watching a master dodger at work, but fast forward today and folks are side-eyeing him, wondering if he's sitting on more than just hot sauce secrets from those infamous parties. And this isn't Ashton's first rodeo in the court of public opinion. Remember last year when he and Mila Kunis caught flack for standing by their That 70s Show co-star Danny Masterson, who got hit with some hefty charges. Oh, it was a whole mess. Ashton and Mila penned these glowing character references for Masterson, painting him as some kind of saint. They went on about how he's been a positive influence, a role model, and even an outstanding older brother figure. They poured it on thick, talking about how he's this stellar dad and the epitome of decency and hard work. But when those letters went public, oh boy, did they catch some heat. It got so bad, they had to whip up a quick apology video just to cool things down.
The character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that. So we're sorry if that extent.
The fans saw right through their apology, didn't they? Those actors couldn't even pretend to mean those words. Pathetic, really. It's like they needed a director for that sad excuse of an apology. And then there's Mila, reading straight from a script. Add that to the mix. Ashton and Mila actually stepped down from their roles at Thorn, the anti-child exploitation organization Kutcher co-founded with Demi Moore back in '09. Ashton's all about saving kids from harm's way until his friends are involved, and suddenly he turns a blind eye. People are noticing too. One person said, "I've always thought that him saving kids was just him hiding what he's really doing." Now, rumor has it Ashton's past remarks might have landed him in some seriously hot water. We are talking federal investigators with a keen interest in what exactly went down at those infamous Diddy parties Ashton hinted at but never fully spilled the tea on. So yeah, Ashton's finding himself in some sticky situations lately, from dodging spicy questions to dealing with fallout from past support. It's a wild ride for him, but hey, if he was able to turn a blind eye for his friend Danny, why wouldn't he do the same for Diddy? That's what makes the whole situation even shadier, but one thing's for sure, after all the backlash they faced with Danny, they are going to stay quiet now. There is no way Ashton or Mila will be showing any sort of public support for Diddy right now. An unnamed source told the Daily Mail, regardless of Ashton's long history with him, he has distanced himself from Diddy since ex-girlfriend Cassie's lawsuit, and even more so, in the wake of the new ones. Mila will not let Ashton be in any sort of contact. He is expecting a subpoena as they have been good friends for 20 years. Rumor has it subpoenas are flying left and right, targeting anyone who might have rubbed elbows with Diddy. And guess whose names are expected to pop up on those subpoenas? You got it, Ashton Kutcher. If they uncover any dirt, things could get seriously messy. They are casting a wide net with these subpoenas, trying to piece together the whole picture. And if Ashton's dragged into this mess, it's starting to look like a whole bunch of people might find themselves tangled up in Diddy's drama. No one wants to be associated with a full-blown investigation, right? Even Cat Williams threw in his 2 cents, warning people to steer clear of Diddy's parties. Seems like they are not your average shindig, more like a VIP ticket to potential trouble. And let's not forget what Jaguar Wright spilled about Diddy's parties. Allegedly, he is inviting young industry hopefuls and offering them the world in exchange for who knows what. Sounds like a sketchy deal if you ask me. Jaguar dropped a bombshell recounting a jaw-dropping incident where a female lawyer stumbled upon a young artist getting down and dirty with Diddy in his office. Picture this, the door wasn't even locked, so she walked right in, and what did she see? Christopher Williams putting on quite a show for Diddy.
For Williams, I don't know, I guess he wanted to sign, I don't know what happened, but Puff was supposed to be giving him a demo deal, and he gave him a demo deal, and I guess it was supposed to turn into an album deal, which that never happened. But this young woman walked in to get approval on some paperwork, see. And when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. And when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing for on Puff. Now, from what she said to me, it was disturbing because, you know, they didn't stop. She just walked out.
Jaguar dropped some bombshells about those parties, suggesting it wasn't just Diddy and his guests getting cozy. Nope, other big shots from Hollywood were supposedly diving headfirst into some steamy activities. And get this, Diddy himself has openly admitted to introducing artists like Usher to the adult lifestyle when they were still green in the industry.
90s. Do you understand what that's like? I went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it. It was pretty wild. There were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand.
Now, onto the main event. Diddy's homes in LA and Miami got raided, and it wasn't just a casual visit. Nope, they are the target of full-blown federal investigation led by none other than the Department of Homeland Security. This probe, headed by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, is diving deep into allegations of serious misconduct, including those of NSA nature. Homeland Security agents rolled up in armored vehicles and turned those homes upside down because they believed Diddy's crew and private security might be holding on to some incriminating evidence. Fueled by civil lawsuits and allegations against Diddy, this investigation isn't holding back, working hand in hand with local law enforcement to unravel the mystery. Rumors swirled that Diddy made a swift exit from his mansion when the authorities came knocking. They didn't find him, but they did detain his sons Christian and Justin. Some found it heartbreaking that Diddy would leave his own flesh and blood hanging like that. Homeland Security isn't known for playing nice. They roll up with guns and tanks, ready to throw down at the slightest hint of trouble. So you can imagine the shock when Diddy was spotted pacing outside Miami airport, not lounging on some private island like the rumors suggested. People were scratching their heads, wondering what his next move would be. Some speculated he was cooking up a plan to vanish into thin air, leaving no trace behind. But wait, there is more drama. Yesterday his attorney came out swinging, denouncing the raid as an excessive use of force. They made it clear that Diddy wasn't detained but instead cooperated with the authorities. His attorney slammed the whole thing as a witch hunt, insists that Diddy is innocent and will fight tooth and nail to clear his name. Despite media speculation, neither Diddy nor any of his family members have been arrested or had their ability to travel restricted. This unprecedented ambush, paired with an advanced coordinated media presence, leads to premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs. And get this, the investigation was so silent that even some of the agents on the raid didn't know whose house they were hitting until they showed up. And let's rewind to those lawsuits that kicked this whole thing off, accusing Diddy of some pretty heinous stuff, SA, shootings, and even allegations about him manipulating Cassie when she was just 19. But now, more serious accusations have surfaced. An unnamed woman filed a lawsuit claiming that back in the early 90s, Diddy and R&B singer Aaron Hall allegedly assaulted her and her friend at Hall's place. And then another lawsuit dropped on Diddy, and this time it's next level messed up. Picture this, back in 2003, a young woman finds herself in Diddy's studio and things take a dark turn real quick. She is claiming that Diddy, his right-hand man, Harv Pierre, and some mystery third wheel did some downright horrific stuff to her. It all starts innocently enough, but this lawsuit paints a chilling picture, bows flowing, unwanted advances, and hands where they shouldn't be. Rolling Stone even got their hands on legal docs with color pics from inside Diddy's studio that night. And yeah, one of them shows this girl sitting on Diddy's lap, not a good look, to say the least. It's like shades of R. Kelly vibes all over again, and the details are disturbing to say the least. The lawsuit paints a chilling picture of the girl getting more and more wasted to the point where she could barely see. That's when Diddy allegedly took her to the bathroom, stripped her naked, and well, you can imagine what happened next. But it didn't stop there. Another guy from the plane took over, doing some messed up stuff while Diddy watched outside the bathroom. Then Pierre, Diddy's right-hand man, allegedly did the same forceful stuff. Lil Rod stepping into the ring with serious accusations against Diddy, aiming for a whopping $30 million in damages. But Diddy's team is firing back, calling Lil Rod's claims pure fiction and a cheap ploy for attention. But here is where it gets really juicy. This lawsuit isn't just about Diddy, it's pulling in a whole cast of characters. We are talking about names like Christina Karam, Lucian Grange, and Ethiopia Habtumariam, all caught up in this tangled web of legal drama. And it's dropping bombshells, left and right, allegations of Diddy strong-arming Lil Rod into uncomfortable situations involving sex workers and unwanted bedroom activities. But Lil Rod's not just making empty claims, he's got receipts, video and audio evidence backing up his allegations. The Diddy saga is far from over, and his friends and accomplices are shaking in their boots, waiting to get the call. Ashton Kutcher is one of them, and honestly, people aren't even sad that he's finally being exposed for who he truly is. One commenter said, "You are only as good as the man you hang with," and Ashton knows a lot. Could you imagine him thinking about all the freaky stuff he did at Diddy's house and not knowing if it was video recorded or not? Yeah, if he is part of those Diddy's tapes, it's over for him. Ashton and Mila should be scared, especially after defending Danny Masterson and his anti-child trafficking organization when they clearly do not care about kids. I hope they are exposed. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's keep this conversation going. And don't forget to watch the next video too.